Welcome. Brief overview of how to build a product ordering community app or employee app using Salesforce with MobileCaddy enabling a very rapid and robust companion mobile application. Let's have a look at what we've got here. On the left I have a platform application running on Salesforce, and on the right here I have a screen mirroring of an Android device. I'm running a Nexus 6P in this instance. Just very quickly, we have this idea, very basic application just to show really the features we could do. We've got categories. In this case it's a food ordering app, so we have vegetables, meat, sauces and dairy, and a little bit of information added here. We then have a number of products with some prices which could easily be added in by a price book, and then they're categorized and given a category ID as well for further sorting on the device if we wanted. We then have a list of orders which we're going to create actually on the mobile application, and then order line items which we can see. If we look into this particular order, we've got a total and a couple of items and so on. So pretty basic stuff, but if we think about products, pricing, ordering, and then a community app or even an employee app to allow us to do this, this is something you could build in a few days, and then with obviously some testing and designing, but it gives you a feel for what could be achieved. So I'm going to run up now our MobileCaddy application, which is the way that we can easily surface applications on iOS or Android. These can be fully branded if needed. And you see what we can see here. I've got a small lag on the mirroring, but it's nearly real time. Very simple layout. I've got I'm going to use my mouse, but I'm using my finger on the device. Got a burger side menu here. We've got an indication that we've got something in our basket, and we'll see that in a sec. And these categories that we saw on the platform being surfaced with images being rendered and actually input from the platform through. Before I go any detail, we'll just tap on the side menu. What you can see there is my profile, because being a community app, if we wanted, we can jump into list of products, a basket showing if we've got anything in the basket. We can also favourite items here. We can see an order history. We can do a force of the sync. We've got lots of stuff around the sync, as you're probably aware watching MobileCaddy videos. And then finally a settings area to allow log off and all the other boring things that need to be put into an app but are very, very important, particularly from a development and deployment perspective. So without further ado, I'm just going to slide the menu back, move my mouse out of the way, and we'll just see a process through. So I can dive into the dairy products. I've tapped into dairy there, and you see what I've got in dairies now is eggs, milk and yogurt and so forth. Scrolling up and down here just to give you a feel. Of course, this could be a grid layout, could be much more condensed or have subcategories. So I'm going to whip into the milk here. And as you see, what I can have now is I'm seeing the price. I can add to my favourites, which I do here. I can see all the order history for my this particular item, and I can also add to the basket, and I can choose a quantity. So I'm going to make that 5, shall we? Lovely. And you see in the top right hand corner I've now got 2 in the icon saying that's what I've got in my basket. I'm going to whip back through. You can see I can also amend here and remove if I wanted to. I'm going to go back now to have a look at let's have a look here, have a look at my current basket, and also before we do that actually let's have a look in favourites. So we see now I've got my milk added to my favourites. If I go into my basket, you'll see I've got, again, simple UI, could be anything completely branded, but just really for speed and to get something basic to show. I've got something I put in previously with this seared tuna, and I have the milk in here too. So this could all be completely running offline, but the offline first model means you can see the speed of the app. I'm not having to worry and wait for things to be read from the server or whatever, and very quickly mobilized via MobileCaddy. So I can either empty my basket now, or in this case I'm going to place an order through and just get a confirmation there. You can imagine maybe we would interrupt that flow and maybe put a special offer in there, or surface some other marketing information that would be helpful. In the meantime, that's syncing up, and you can see now I'm just giving confirmation of that. My sync is pending. In fact, the data is going up now as we see at the bottom, and we've seen the other orders there, and that's now completed, and you saw that updating on the fly there. Of course, I can go back into the previous orders and have a look at those. Will there be placed by me, and then I could potentially look and say recreate this order if it's a standing order. You know, the mind can wander. So if we just have a look now at my orders, let's have a look here. Where have I got orders open here? I think I'm in 163. There's 163. So 163's come up. It's told me it's 2 line items, placed by me. The order total here, and let's just go into the actual order just to show that. And there it is. I have my seared tuna, my milk, and a summary. And of course, this could be much more complex in terms of how the pricings are created and the order release, and maybe even a Salesforce standard workflow to email me back to say the order's confirmed, and so on and so forth. Some of the other things we have in the app, we saw, I'm just going to slide that open a second, just go back to the main menu. We saw the order history, we saw the favourites and the baskets and the products, and in the settings areas you'll see we've got basic information about the application and so on. And just to touch on MobileCaddy, really what's happened here, if we just go to the connection sessions, you'll see again application performance, resilience through offline drop connectivity, and all these things is absolutely important. We cannot afford to lose data, particularly order data. And so if I just collapse, I haven't got my collapse on, it's a shame, but I can see here that what's the time now, 14:31. So here's my batch here. I was syncing up my orders, my order line items, and that has been handled, and you'll see the monitoring status is running all the time. And if I just open up the trust site as I'm here, just to give you a flavour of what's happening also outside of this, you'll see we're running a continuous logging and production tests for all apps, for all devices. If I just have a look at the status in here, you'll see the number of transactions that are being processed, and also if there's any issues raised up and resolved. So yeah, I think that's a good overview of where we are with a potential ordering application. It happens to be food here. It could be obviously stationery or anything like that, and also showing us how MobileCaddy has allowed those transactions to be very resilient and very quick. And then we can do what we like with the UI, fully branded, and obviously a little bit more styled than we've done here. Thanks very much for your time, and if you're interested, please grab hold of us for any of the contact methods. Look forward to speaking to you. Cheers, bye-bye.